A lot of people, when giving advice intended to relieve anxiety, suggest that we should do something relaxing to relieve the anxiety. They suggest us to draw, to paint, to knit, to go out for a quick walk, or to have a bath or something like that. I'm not here to badmouth those people because this advice is very well intentional and they want to take care of you, but to be honest, for me, this has never worked. Because I think this is resolving anxiety in a completely wrong way. The worst thing that you can do while having anxiety is doing those relaxing things. Hey there friends, I'm Abhijit, an intern in GMC Nagpur, and I'm not here as a doctor but as a friend who is going to talk you through the anxiety and tell you how to actually escape it. All thanks to the duties in internship as well as the studies for NEET PG as well as YouTube, I had a fair share of anxiety of my own. And throughout the trial and errors, I found a way to get through this, and that is what we are going to talk about in this video. So, our human brains have been running on the software of hunter-gatherer 1.0 since 60,000 years, and there have been no software updates per se. In the wilderness 60,000 years ago, when there were mammoths and saber-tooths and poisonous flowers and plants, it was better to be afraid of something that cannot hurt you than not being afraid of something that can hurt you. In terms of community medicine, I can say in the brutal wilderness, the false positives cost nothing but false negatives will cost your life. In this real world where we mostly are not in danger except for running in the traffic or jumping off the building or stuff like that, we don't actually have any use of that adaptation. So I can say that we got this anxiety from a long, unbroken line of the ancestors that lived just because they were scared of the unknown. And thanks to these genes with no software updates since 60,000 years, my brain thinks, oh no, failing an exam will cost me my life. Oh no, not waking up in the morning will cost me my life. Oh no, not finishing this video will cost me my life. This extra run from the tiger juice is what is causing us our anxiety. Well, that run from the tiger juice has a name. It's called epinephrine, norepinephrine. Usually sympathetic nervous system, blah blah blah, that medical part, you can read it on your own. Let's now focus on how to get rid of this anxiety. Let's be clear about one thing. Driving to the park, driving to the beach, going out, it is just a waste of petrol. It is not going to help you with your anxiety. You cannot physically escape your sadness and anxiety. It is inside of you. To escape that, you need to give your brain something to play so that you can approach it later when you have a healthier frame of mind. Let's be straight. People who have anxiety are usually overthinkers. They think a lot, they contemplate a lot. They just think about thinking, and that's how they create problems that don't even exist, and that's what causes anxiety. In fact, you can say that anxiety is just overthinking. It basically means that when we let our minds run free, it will run into a thorn of bushes. To the overthinkers like me, I'll say that our minds are already running. They cannot be controlled. They need to be given something to do or they will destroy everything. It's just like having a large overactive dog that is ripping your sofas unless you give it some chew toy. Things you should not do when you're anxious. Don't go on a walk, don't go on a jog, don't go on watching sunset, don't go swimming, don't go watching fish tank, don't draw, don't do yoga, don't do anything that will just occupy your hands and not your mind. Basically, and I mean it literally, don't do anything that gives your mind space to think. So what exactly should you do instead? Things that you should do when you're anxious. Do a sudoku, play a puzzle, play chess with me if you want. Write something. It doesn't have to be a masterpiece, like your most hated subject in MBBS. And why is it pharmacology? Maybe write something dumb, like your romantic fan fiction with your crush in high school. It's not for publication. You can burn it down later. It's just to make sure that your mind is occupied. Or you can read something, watch something interesting on TV. It doesn't have to be that Animal Planet channel which just shows animals going here and there. It should be something that intrigues and interests your mind so that this thing is occupied. Maybe if you don't hate maths as much as me, you can do some maths problems. Like just download an algebra sheet from Google and solve a few of them if you want. It will help you a lot, and I don't mean with maths, it will help you a lot with anxiety. Or you can play a game or a sport that includes 5 or more people because coordination will need your brain to focus. My favorite advice is play video games, but it shouldn't be something like Candy Crush or Bubbles. It should be something interesting that keeps your mind engaged, like Mortal Kombat. Lastly, I have a few things that you can do, especially you are having a panic attack. Try listing all the states in India. Try listing all the districts in Maharashtra. Try listing all the shapes that you know. Try listing all the colors that you see. Try listing your favorite movies from top to bottom or bottom to top or alphabetical order. Maybe open a random book and count all the letter I's in that page. Now, these advices may seem silly. Well, they are not from a doctor per se. They are from an anxious Abhijit that has gone through all of this, and all these things have helped me. I finally realized through trial and error that anxiety, panic attacks, these are the disorders that dwell in the free mind, in the mind space that you give it. When I do things that I listed in the video, my mind is occupied and I feel like I can breathe again and work again. And when I am in a healthier frame of mind, I actually deal with the issues later on. Well, this is the end of a seemingly stupid video, but it definitely works. So if you are having anxiety, try giving it a try and let me know if it is working for you as well. This is Abhijit, not as a doctor, but as a friend. Signing out. See you in the next video. Bye bye.